Okay, so the question is, what language is spoken in the Philippines? So I traveled all the way here so that we could find out, as well as answer a whole bunch of other really cool, some of them pretty funny questions. So we're going to dive right in. Okay, so this is a really big question. It took me traveling all the way here to the Philippines to answer. Do you know what language is spoken here?
Yes, it's Tagalog.
Okay.
Basically, all instructions are written in English,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's one thing to worry less about.
Yeah. So if you speak a foreign language, let's say you speak French, and you come to the Philippines, well, you'll be speaking French. Let's go on to another question. This is a big one that people ask, and it's really important that everybody knows.
Okay.
How many islands are in the Philippines?
7,107, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so I wrote that number down, but
Oh.
apparently they've proven that number wrong.
Oh,
So the original, I was wondering if you would actually know that number, because according to the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, NAMRIA, the number has now been upgraded by an additional 500 plus to 7,641.
oh, okay.
Yeah, now you guys know if you're on a game show that asks you that question. This is a common question that people ask online. What time is it in the Philippines? Do you have your
Well, it's now 2:12 in the afternoon.
2:12 in the afternoon? So those of you that are wondering what time it is, now you know. Okay, this is a big question. Is the Philippines a U.S. territory?
No, it's not.
Okay, why would people ask that?
Maybe because we're close to Guam, I think.
And is Guam a U.S. territory?
Yes.
Okay, I'm learning something every day.
Yeah.
Don't make it a long answer because I know this probably could be long. But what's the United States' role, or has been the role of the United States in the Philippines?
Well, one thing I believe they helped us in the war.
Like after
with-
World War II?
No, during the war.
During the war.
Well, we were colonized by America, but when we were fighting the Japanese, no offense, but I think they helped us battle the Japanese forces to
Okay.
get our freedom, to get our independence. And so
And you mentioned at one point that the Philippines had a president, but he was more of a showpiece than.
yeah, more like a puppet.
And that's because U.S. was ruling at the time or something?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
But when did that stop?
I'm not so sure.
A long
But-
time ago.
Yeah, that was the first president, Emilio Aguinaldo, and then was referred to as a puppet.
Okay.
It's what they say in the books.
But this is a question that actually gets searched a lot each month. Is the Philippines a country?
Yes, it is.
Okay. We'll move on to the next one. And I knew this one. What is the capital of the Philippines?
Metro Manila, or Manila.
Manila. All right. A lot of people want to know how to call the Philippines. So on your phone, I'm guessing you dial +63.
Plus 63 and then area code, and that's it.
So if you have the person's phone number, you have to dial +63.
Plus 63, and then the next would be area code or the carrier of whatever carrier that person is using. So
Okay.
that's it.
Which I tried to do on my phone because my phone works. My phone's over there, but if I were holding my phone and just double checking, it is over there. I can call my wife, which is back in Utah,
Right.
from the Philippines, but I couldn't call your cell phone because I don't have that service activated. That just seems weird to me.
Yeah, it is.
That even though I'm here, I can't call you or send you a text, but I can on Voxer. That's why we use Voxer. Now, I have some thoughts on this question as well, which is funny, but is the Philippines a third world country?
Yes.
And
It's
why
a
would
third
you say
world-
yes?
It's a third world, and it's also a developing country.
Aha.
So
The reason that I bring this up is on a previous video about why I hire people in the Philippines, we were talking about how the Philippines is a third world country, and so many people commented, it's not a third world country, we're a developing country.
I guess.
I'm like, okay, I stand corrected.
Yeah, I saw those comments, and I think it's probably because mostly when you say third world, people, what comes into your mind is the slums, and so as you've seen, it's not the case.
Mhm.
I mean, it could be in some areas, but they're trying to avoid the image of having the Philippines as a big
Yeah,
slum
the area that
area.
I've been staying
Uh,
is BGC, Bonifacio Global City. Did I
yes.
say that right?
Uh,
That's definitely
yeah.
it's like a New York City type city. It's
A
getting
little
there.
bit.
It's a real beautiful modern city.
Yeah.
It didn't look anything like third world country. This is a question that I know exactly what you're going to say. What happened in the Philippines?
What happened? Too much.
That's what this gets searched every month, hundreds of
happened?
times on Google. So what do we say to that? I really don't know exactly what you're going to say.
We've seen a lot. I think we could. The Philippines
A volcano
have-
erupted.
Volcano.
We could say
erupted.
that.
Floods.
You could say that there was a terrorist group that invaded
definitely, yes.
Was it Davao or Iligan?
Marawi.
Marawi. Because I know it was
Terrorist group.
near where
Yes.
one of our team members lives.
Yes, and certain parts of Mindanao, there's still some.
I have another answer. A typhoon.
Oh yes, a typhoon.
A typhoon happened. You say it
Always.
happened
It still happens.
every day in the
Every other week.
every other
maybe.
week. Okay, let's see if you know this.
Okay.
What is the population of the Philippines? And the data that I have is as of 2017.
I don't really know.
What's your guess?
10 million, maybe.
104,900,000.
Uh,
So you're off by a factor of 10. There's
Yeah.
there's over 100 million people in the Philippines. So there you go. Metro Manila has. Oh, now I'm guessing. I looked it up this morning. Actually, it's like 30 or 40 million.
oh wow.
Not just the city, but like I don't know. Some. No, no. What I was looking at was what's this island called?
Luzon.
Luzon. The island of Luzon had like 40 million people. That's what it was.
Yep.
All right, we're just getting started. We've got, maybe we'll break this into 2 videos because we got so many epic things. All right, so this is a great question. Is it safe to travel to the Philippines?
Yes, it is. It's very safe.
I got here fine. The plane was great. There was a nice security at the airports on both ends.
Yeah, it's definitely safe. Just like when you travel to any other country, there are always some dangers, but it's really safe. So come here.
Yeah, I felt nothing but complete safety. I mean, why would somebody ask that? Like on another island where one of our other team members lives, there was some terrorist activity like a
Yes.
year or a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that is true.
And that would be alarming. So if you ever hear anything like that in the news, pay attention to that. But
Definitely.
has there ever been anything like that in Manila?
No, not really. On special occasions, I mean,
A special occasion,
there would be, but
an
no, not
unspecial
really.
occasion.
On a normal day, you're pretty much fine.
So it's safe. I feel totally safe. I walk around at night, at least in BGC where I've stayed. It's great. Where to go in the Philippines?
We have.
Where are we now? Where did we come?
Right now we are in Subic. It's not far from. It's a 3-hour drive from Metro Manila.
So Subic Bay is the ocean that you can only see on B-roll because it's washed out behind us here. But maybe you hear the waves.
So if you ever plan a trip in Manila, this is definitely one of the spots that you can find. It's not that hard to go to. So,
Yeah.
But as far as to other islands, there's always Boracay, and of course Palawan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go there next. All right, so we're going to continue this in part 2. The first question of the next episode will be how to send money to the Philippines. If you like this episode and would like more like it, make sure to comment below, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.